The Customs House is one of Sydney's historical heritage buildings. It is located at the most prominent position on Circular Quay in Sydney, which is near the Sydney Opera House. The Customs House occupies a unique symbolic and physical position on the site since the First Fleet landing. Its location is a physical reminder of the importance of Circular Quay as the original maritime centre for the colony. Customs House contains parts of the oldest surviving building of its type in Australia that's been used continuously for 145 years. It is a physical record of the history, creating the importance of the customs service. The building has experienced 5 major refurbishments in its long history. This also processes a kind of urban architecture of the historical development of evidence. The construction process is recorded and integrated into different periods of building types. According to the order of development, the design idea came from the Greek Revival style to later period of a more evident style, that is the Italian Nate and the French neoclassical style. It has been over 100 years of service as the head office of the Collector of Customs in New South Wales. Customs House was built in 1887, claiming this was the place that the United Nations flag first arose. The Commonwealth government took over the power of customs in 1901, but it continued to operate as the head office of New South Wales until 1988. It finally closed down on 15th of June 1990. Then in 1994 it became a venue for exhibitions and private functions. In 2003 it became the new home of the City of Sydney Library. A state of rapid change experienced differently by different communities. The role of the Customs House is the entry of globalization, trade exchange and communication. Complex resembles Jameson's critique of late capitalism, in that it creates a model whereby people's self-worth is valued by consumption. Modernization as the condition of social, economic and technological change. Modernity as the lived social experience of these transforming conditions, and modernism as a cultural activity situated within and alongside these other dimensions. For over 150 years, Customs House played an active role as the primary trade gateway for goods and people flowing into Sydney and Australia. In the 19th and 20th centuries, dual role of custom was to raise revenue by taxing trade, to keep society physically and morally isolated from unacceptable goods, ideas and diseases. The building has been a landmark for many generations. Sydney Customs House exhibits various characteristics of classical styling, including symmetry, pedimented entry, colonnaded verandas and other features. The original two-story Georgian structure was designed by Mortimer Lewis and featured 13 large and very expensive windows in the facade to afford a clear view of the shipping activity in the Sydney Cove. It was then partially dismantled and expanded into 3 levels under the supervision of the colonial architect James Barnett in 1887. Various additions were made over the next century by his successor Walter L. Vernon. However, some significant portions of the original building remain. The building ceased to be the headquarters of the Customs Service in 1990. The building was used continuously in its customs role for 145 years. The customs function was then moved to a new site in 1990. Extensive refurbishment took place in 1996 till 1997, and the building now contains various commercial operations, yet it is still owned by the Commonwealth. Modernity entered everyday life through the dissemination of modern art, the products of consumer society, new technologies, and new modes of transportation and communication. One of the most coveted features of the library are the lounges on the ground floor, and on level 1 inviting you to meet, relax, read and absorb the unique custom house atmosphere. Areas of the building are open to the public. Facilities include cafe and restaurants, and the City of Library network. And also see exhibitions, enjoy special events, and can be inspired by this vibrant. Ranging over 3 levels of the venue that is open 7 days a week. It is the anchor of the Customs House building, featuring bold and modern furnishings, as well as traditional library spaces. With access to this network of libraries holding over 400,000 items, Custom House Library has a collection of over 50,000 items. Highlights of the library include the largest range of local and international newspapers and magazines, free internet access via library computers as well as unwired broadband, and a beautiful and quiet grand reading room.
Hi, I'm an international student. I'm studying fashion design in UTS and it's my second year. I love to study here is because I really like the architectural design and interior design in this building. It gives me lots of ideas and inspirations to do my design work. And there are many books, novels, DVDs, magazines, and mangas here to borrow. I think it's really cool.
So I like studying here because it's a really great environment and it's just like open and nice, and it's got lots of light and it's really beautiful, so it's just a nice place to come.
I like to study here because it's a really nice atmosphere, like people focusing sort of, and there's lots of nice books and it's a really nice building. It's just a really nice environment to focus in.
The city model is a permanent feature at Customs House. Postmodern forms in literature, poetry, painting and architecture continued developing in the 1970s and 1980s and were accompanied by a proliferation of postmodern discourses in the arts. In architecture, there were strong reactions against the purity and formalism of the high modern style. On a scale of 1 to 500 model of the Sydney CBD embedded under the glass of the ground floor, it is one of the most spectacular features of Customs House. The model was originally built for Customs House in 1998 and was housed in the former City exhibition space. With the latest refurbishments to Customs House, the model has been retained and updated and to give audiences a bird's eye view of the city of Sydney. Customs House exhibitions and events are open to the public and free of charge unless otherwise indicated. One major event such as Vivid Sydney presents on a show on the building, creating light, and as a public space, lots of weekly or monthly exhibitions. The Customs House is built on the land of the traditional indigenous owners, the Eora people, which is the site of the first fleet landing. It is one of the most significant buildings in the history of European settlement in Australia. The historically and architectural significance architecturally significant building has undergone a complete refurbishment and is home to a collection of unique exhibits.